Yeah, back in the 90s. This is about me being locked up back in the 1990s. Let's see here, 92, I was locked up for burglary of a habitation and of a vehicle. And I did like 4 months in county, Gatesville, Texas. And I got out. I was on 10 years probation. Then 93, I got locked up again. Failure to pay probation because I didn't have the money to pay. So um, I got locked up. They sent me to boot camp. Like I said before, I said that I was going. I asked if I was going to be in the service when I got done with that, and they said no. So I um, said I was suicidal and um, got kicked out of there, sent back to county. Um, then I spent the rest of that year in locked up until like late that year, '93, and then I got sent to a restitution center where I spent the next 2 years there till '95 when I got released. And when I turned 21, when I was in there, they denied me to be released because they wanted to see how I was going to react to that shit, which I thought that was bullshit too. Then, '96, I got locked up for another 6 months because I couldn't pay probation. And then I think '97 or '98, I got locked up again because um, failure to pay, and I left the state. I was in Charleston, South Carolina. They sent U.S. Marshals to get me. And the same guys that came to got me, they're the same guys that locked up John Gotti and his brother. They said that John Gotti was a New York gangster asshole. That's what he said about him. Then I got transported back to Texas and um, served out the rest of my time, which I got sent to 3 penitentiaries. Like I was telling you, I was sent to the Gurney unit for diagnostics, and then I went to the Holiday unit, and then I went to Huntsville unit, which that's where I was released. Um, Now, when I was during all this time that I was locked up, all those years, I did meet the David Koresh followers. I did, you know, they were Australian. They had an accent, so I met them, and um, one of the guys at the Huntsville unit told me that when I was there, this is back in 2000. 2000 was the year I got released from prison, and I have not been back since, and I am not trying to go back at all. Um, when I, anyways, when I got released in 2000, or I was in Huntsville, he told me that the chainsaw guy was chainsaw massacre dude was there, and and I told him, he's like, oh, go down the hall right there and take a left or right, and you'll see him, and I was like, no thanks. Um, I did help someone escape when I was in county, but he broke both his legs and he got caught. Um, I smuggled tobacco into county for about 8 months, and then I got caught doing that. And let's see here, what else? I seen a guy get stabbed in the eye when I first got to the penitentiary, which that ain't no fun. And you see someone breaking their legs, that's kind of not like how it is when on TV. It's totally different. I'm not saying that's something you need to go see in real life because it's not something that's not fun to look at. Um, so yeah, I did a lot of, I did time, back in the days. It's been, next year, it'll be 20 years since I've been out, and, I did all my time. Some of the inmates in there told me that I could file a lawsuit against Texas for keeping me past the time I was supposed to be released, because I was locked up, a month after I was supposed to be released, and I never got no money for that, you know. So I don't know if that's true or not, but you know. So, anyways, that's the 1990s for me being locked up. When I wasn't locked up, I was trying to work somewhere, get jobs, and all that. But anyways, that was kind of how it was for me back in the 1990s. It sucked. Being locked up sucks. There's nothing glamorous about it. Not to me, there wasn't. So it was not fun at all.